Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Factorio. We left off in the last episode looking to make the blue potions, and to do that we needed the smart inserters, which meant we need to produce all sorts of inserters. Now I wanted to take some time to think about it, but the kind of setup that I want to do isn't really compatible with the setup that we made here. So to explain what it is that I wanted to achieve, the time that it takes to produce one of these is 4.5, and I wanted to do some testing to figure out how we can compare this as well, which I'll probably do later on. But then the next one is 10.5, then 16, and then 27.5. So what I figured that means is that if we were to have, let's say, 10 yellow being produced and 10 blue as well, then most of our yellow ones are never really going to be in production because you only need a few of them to supplement the blue ones. And then the same thing goes for the blue to the next level and things like that. So I felt like this system didn't really suit doing that. I could have calculated it and it would have meant that we would just have less of these in this row and then more in the next one, etc, etc. So to produce the end result you would only need a lesser amount of the yellow ones. But we didn't do that. No, we didn't. We've gone for the usual thing, and I like this setup because you don't have to worry about it then. You've always got, you know, a plentiful amount of resources available. If you ever need them, they're already there. And then when you produce some blue ones, it will just take from the yellow line, and that means the ones at the very top will start being used. So I have done some different things here. Let's have a look at the production line. First of all, we need to put 3 ingredients into this one, so we have 2 lines, which is the same as the second one. And where did things go differently? Let's have a look for a second. I think it's just over here, the blue one. I've done something different here. You see the track direction goes upwards rather than down like we have on the other ones, and we put the electronic circuits onto the same track, which come from down here. And then that's pretty straightforward, isn't it? So all of these need to be set to the filter inserter, and they'll start producing those. Actually, before I do that, well, I was going to say before I do that, it's fine because you can see these inserters aren't powered, so I'm not going to put them on this track. Anyway, the problem that I've just encountered, and the reason that I decided to start recording, is because of this. Can you see where the space ends? We just needed one more block, and we could have fit all of this in perfectly. And to think, look how big this is, one block was all it took, and we would have finished producing stuff over here. So I thought about it, and I went, is there another way that we can do this? And I thought maybe we can put the tracks going in between here. So let's grab some of these. So our tracks would go, I'm doing this the wrong way around, aren't I? Like, no, why did that rotate? Like that, and then again, and then supposedly you can pick them off of these anyway. But then, yeah, your inserters are here. So then I realised we can use the long-handed inserters, and let's just get rid of all of this and make a quick mock-up. So long-handed inserters will take from that right there, so we don't need to put them onto a track. They will go directly from one factory into the next, which, now that I think about it, I think that takes away our buffer that we've had before. Yes, it definitely would, wouldn't it? We'd no longer have a row of materials already built up, which is quite interesting. It's possible I could have done this before had I thought about it more. I didn't really think of doing this, having the inserter pull out of the factory before it in a track run along the side of it. Okay, so to be neat and tidy, I'm going to change this track here and bring it around this way. Let's stand in the middle there. That's another thing that's been annoying me. Just trying to go places. Look, you try and walk around and go stand somewhere, and there's just so many tracks, you keep getting pushed around, and it's really irritating. Okay, so we're going to go all the way up here, like that, like we have done every other time. And now we can put in our row factories, and I'm praying I haven't got this wrong, and I haven't. There you go, so there's plenty of room. So I should have produced these already, except it appears I haven't. We don't want to waste those because we're only crafting 2 ingredients, which is what this one needs, right? Yes, a filter inserter and 4 electronic circuits. So what I need to do now is just grab all of the materials to do that, to craft it, and I'm going to make 10 of those, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, things should be ready to go. Had to rearrange the track down here when I realised it didn't matter what side the materials we're going to be on. So let's connect this up and add in a lamppost as well. That's one thing I've been doing the whole time, making sure everything is lit nicely. There we go. Okay, oh, I haven't set up the... and I haven't set them up on this side either. Okay, I'm unprepared. So purple, and then green. Can we access that one? Nope. Let's get to the bottom there. Okay, so green on that one, and now it's going to start going. And this is going to be interesting, because this one is going to work slightly different from the rest of our setup. Right, let's take a look. You can see it going already. So it seems alright actually. You're quite literally just taking away the buffer of materials that you have lined up, well, inserters that would be. And if we'd have done this on this one, which we could have done as well, just trying to think, is it really faster or not? I think it's slower, you know, because you're relying on the one before it each time. Anyway, I'll have a think about that in a moment. Let's just finish doing these. Yeah, I do find it hard to sort of think critically while I'm recording, because when I think like that, you know, I'm not going to be saying anything, and then I'm like, oh, we need to say something. So, yeah, I tend to do a lot of the main thinking off camera. Anyway, this thing is producing lots of green smart inserters, and all we need to do now is send them down here. And we have a lamppost in the way there. I wonder if we can go all the way across with this. I think it's too far. Of course it is. So we'll remove that and then just go from there to there. And where do we need to put these? I think we need to put them on the same track as the conveyor belt, so it will go like this, then it will loop back round. Okay. And then it will end up on that side, and then I'm going to need to extend all of these over one more, because that needs to be replaced as well. Put one over there. Okay, let's hook all of this up. Oh. Very nice. There we go. Okay, that is now hooked up. And that is all of the ingredients for making our blue potions. And look at this, our electronic circuits are really getting backed up now. A lot of those are being used to make these. And again, this is going to be putting a huge strain on our resources. I should probably expand that now. That's a good idea. Why don't I go expand the electronic circuit production and see how the system copes with that. Well, I've added an extra 5 and it's certainly able to handle it. You can see there's still plenty of copper cables and the iron plates are actually backed up as well. And so now let's go all the way to the top. You can see production heads all the way up here, although these copper cables were backed up a bit, so they're going to get used up quickly. But this is what's cool about this system. I could probably expand this further. We could easily add another 5 and then it would be able to help us produce more and more of those what are they, inserters. But the real test is when we start making the potions, because that's going to be something that's constantly used, and then we're probably going to see this whole setup fall to its knees really, because it's just going to use so many resources and everything's going to get backed up. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if it really is the best system, because the same amount of materials could be put into a system, I guess. If you had something that calculated your exact needs for a potion and only just made that amount, if you see what I mean, then it would, yeah, produce at a consistent rate, whereas this system, I think it'll start off producing fast, and then when it gets slowed down, it'd be interesting to see if it would produce slower than that or faster, but I think it's going to be difficult to measure. So, anyway, we need to build the potion setup now. Where are we going to put that? We need to craft 4 types of ingredients. That's what those ones do. They allow you to craft 4. And it doesn't really matter where we take them from. Actually, it does, because of this right here. So we're going to have to build... yeah, we're going to build our setup right here, below where I am now, over to this side. And I might try and mark it up so that we can leave space in the middle here to produce those other things I talked about, like flamethrowers, landmines, and I think that was it. Just just because I wanted to explore those at some point. But I think there's going to be plenty of room, so I probably don't need to think about it too much. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. We're going to continue extending this, and I'll put in the blue potion production. Okay, blue potion production is ready to go. Let's just have a look up the top here of what I've done. It looks like the electronic circuits are starting to back up a little bit. You can see we're still producing a lot of these ones, although that's backed up quite a lot, so it's only the ones at the top here that are producing now. And yeah, you can see they're starting to back up there. So soon it'll all back up and be okay again, but we're going to activate this beforehand anyway. But what I had to do over here, something that I hadn't considered, is what if you needed to take two materials from the same line, then you have to do something like this. You have to put them either side and send them into one track, so that goes along here and then goes alongside our other one, which has the smart inserters and the advanced electronic circuits, and that's all 4 ingredients of this. So let's set it off. Very cool. And it's a couple of extra rockets on that side at the beginning. That's something I've actually noticed with the filter inserters. It's kind of like a bug when you, well, I think it is a bug. When you set it to whatever it is you want to put onto the track, when it first starts, sometimes it picks up a different thing off of the track. Now, that's when I put them down, they're unpowered, and then I've set the filter. And then, yeah, when it first gets powered, it picks out a different thing. Don't know why it does that. Maybe that's, yeah, just a bug. What's going on here? Why are these not... Are they producing? Oh, I've put them the wrong way round. Oh yes, and there's another tip for you. People have been saying that in the comments for a while now. Don't have to replace them, just press R and you can rotate them like that. Very simple. And so the last thing, actually I don't think I need to do it this episode really, but I wanted to make another one of these for alien artifacts. You see, it takes 20 amounts of time, which is a lot less than what this takes. This takes 86.5, or possibly 36. It's kind of cut off. Yeah, I think we're going to need like a little factory line for that. We'll send in some of the artifacts and then they'll get processed and put onto this line as well. And we are experiencing a power outage. I think we should go investigate. I'm pretty sure that that means we've run out of coal at the other station, because I haven't set one up for this yet. This is all just running off of the old power system, or possibly we're asking for too much. Anyway, I'm going to drive over there and have a look. So production is normal. I think it just means we've finally maxed out the amount of power that we can really have in this system, although the water temperature there is very low. And on that side it's going down a little bit as well. Not sure what we can do about that. It's possible, but because it's night time, the solar power input has gone down, and I've totally forgotten about working on this, making my little system to turn this on at night and turn it off in the day. But yeah, not really sure what to do about this then. Let's add an extra inserter here and there, and give them an extra boiler each as well. It's a good thing I can craft 2 of them, because I've left all these sorts of things back at the new base. So hopefully that'll help out a little bit, make the water that bit hotter. You can see it's going up there, so it should produce a bit more electricity. But I'm fairly sure we've probably reached the bottleneck here. I'm going to grab some more resources and build an extra few steam engines down here. Okay, I added some more steam engines, and since then things have been fine. If you look over here, you can see that my advanced electronic circuits are running low. So I increased the production of the electronic circuits, and then copper cables ran low, so I've increased the production of that as well. And it looks like our copper plates are going to be able to keep up with that, which is great. So a lot of production going on, and so hopefully that will help us a little bit. Let's just see how the advanced circuits are doing now. And again, running around is just, oh, it's so annoying. It's really difficult. It looks like it's actually the copper cables that are struggling to get through to the advanced circuits, which is interesting, because let's just double check that and zoom in quickly. Where are the... yeah, the copper cables on here. Because now that I increase the production of the electronic circuits, there's going to be less copper cables, but then when they get maxed up there'll be more. So it's a real... nothing's balanced, is it? It just runs on when something runs out, and then when it backs up something else will kick in, and It's a strange little system we've got going on here. I probably should have built more assembling machines for copper actually. That would have been the smart thing to do. Although it does look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them aren't doing anything because they can't put the items onto the track because of the way it gets slowed down here. I wonder if there's a way we can do what we did with the iron over here and double up the track a little bit. Let's see, do we even have space for that? We could put... I don't think we do. We could put an inserter here that puts the track to where I'm standing. I'm not sure if you can see my cursor or not. If it's a long-handed inserter, it means we can go down here. And then these are in the way, which can be moved quite easily. And then we can make that track go around to the side. Yeah, I think it's doable. I'm going to add that. Okay, that'll increase things ever so slightly. It looks like actually the demand for them's gone down now while I've been doing that. Yeah, you can see it's now all about electronic circuits again. Oh well. This will increase it ever so slightly, just a little bit, and it is possible that they'll get blocked up when they go around that corner there. I also added a second long-handed inserter right here, and it can take from this block, but it can't place on one of them, so that's something interesting to know there. That was actually probably pretty pointless, but it does help a tiny bit, so that's good. In hindsight, the thing to do would have been to have an extra track alongside and then have another inserter going into there, just like we did with the iron over here. In fact, this should probably be standard for everything, to have 2 sets of materials that are buffered, and then it means that you can have twice the amount on the line because you've got 2 lines to store items on, and then that backing up problem won't happen. Yeah, so what I was actually preparing to do, I can't remember how much I'd done of it. Actually, I think I've done all of it. Yes. Yes, you can see over here I've made the purple production. Still need to give power to these inserters over here, it would appear. Did I just say purple production? Purple potions. I'm going to put the alien artifacts in there, they'll get produced, they'll get sent up here. And why does that track end there? It needs to go on the opposite side, so I hadn't finished doing that. Okay, let's do that quickly. This needs... they're the wrong way around as well. Okay, let's try that again. Is that going to be the right way around this time? It's hard to tell. Let's zoom in. Yep, okay, they're the right way around. And then we need 2 more of those, and that means I need to go pick up some iron plates. Everything is so very tedious at the moment. But that's the last thing I really need to do, I think, is just to set that up. And then we've got the buffer ones as well, and the reason that I built these in now is because I'm going to go and deassemble the old factory area for assembling potions, bring all of the potions that I've got, which is hundreds of them, add them to this buffer so we can let all the materials back up a bit while we do more research, which I guess is what we'll be doing in the next episode. At the moment, everything is really tedious. Just look at how much I've built. We built all of the inserter stuff, which is all this up here that I'm highlighting at the moment, and then this down here, and the purple ones as well. It takes a long time, and there's lots of walking around in between, so I hope you don't mind the shorter episodes. I guess next episode we're going to be setting up the labs then, and let's do this quickly. We are ready to... Okay, all I wanted to say there is that sometimes when you remove these ones, or at least when I did my little test, if I were to remove those I'd lose the potions that were in them. They didn't get put into my inventory. Yeah, so anyway, you can see I finished that bit. Next episode we're going to be doing adding the labs and then doing lots of research, and I guess sooner or later we'll do that testing that I talked about earlier in this episode. And yeah, that is it. I hope you don't mind the shorter episodes. If you want to put a like on this video, it is really appreciated. I know you guys know it helps a lot. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.